Kanye is back. He's back with the antics. He's very controversial because on one hand, he's dropping some real crazy secrets about the industry and how wicked they are. But then in another hand, he's comparing himself to Jesus, Hitler, and Donald Trump in the same sentence. So it's kind of like you just can't take him serious. Is Kanye's new album going to change the music industry? Let's find out.
I am Barack Obama. I am Barack Obama.
Kanye West has a brand new album dropping very soon, and I don't think people realize the importance it's gonna hold. Now, for months at this point, there have been rumors spurring all around the internet about Kanye West's upcoming collab album with Ty Dolla $ign, and then after all of the speculation and all of the chaos regarding it ever releasing, it seems that we have finally gotten confirmation that Ye's new record is coming sooner than ever, and it's gonna be even crazier than anybody could have expected. Now, with Ty Dolla $ign posting the entire 18-song track for his upcoming collab album with Kanye, the internet exploded, with some people enjoy that we are on the brink of seeing the return of Kanye West, while others were dreading just the thought of new Ye music. Now, when it comes to the prospect of this Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign album, the potential impact it will have not just on Ty or Kanye's career, but the entire hip-hop world as a whole can be quite catastrophic.
What does he mean by that? That's why I'm so intrigued by this video. Like, what about this album is going to change the whole industry? Like, what is this guy on about? Let's see, I guess.
This isn't just arguably the most important album he will ever release, but it may end up being the most important album all of hip-hop has seen in quite some time, and not for the reasons you may think. Unlike albums like 808s and Heartbreak or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the Ye Dolla $ign album will not be a landmark release for its influence or icon status, but instead it will represent a turning point in hip-hop and really in music as a whole for something a little more significant. Now, as we attempt to understand why the industry is terrified of what this new Kanye West album will mean, we need to be aware of the secret comeback effort that Kanye has been quietly executing behind the scenes for some time already, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me fill you in. Now, in 2023, Ye has slowly been welcomed back into the cultural spotlight, and the way how is because people realize that no matter how polarizing or controversial some things he does may be, Kanye's influence is simply too wide-spanning to ever erase. This was first realized by the public during Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime performance.
So far, out of all the snippets I've heard from the album, tell me why that was the best one, bro, the one with his daughter. Mostly because that beat sounded incredible. But that other song where he's like... He's like, beautiful big titty women just don't fall out the sky no more. Come on, like what? It kind of grew on me a little, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Where she sang songs that Kanye was either on or produced, like All of the Lights, Run This Town, or Have My Money, and from here, Kanye's quiet comeback would only get a lot louder and louder until we have reached the point we are at today. Now, after this, Kanye West would have a production credit on Tyler the Creator's estate sale track Heaven to Me, and this was the first time Ye was a part of any new music release, and with the song being received amazingly, this seamlessly set up the undeniable influence he had on the biggest rap album of 2023, Travis Scott's Utopia. While the industry may not want to associate with Kanye West anymore, artists still do, and beyond just this, the people only want to see more of him, and if you don't believe me, Kanye has more monthly listeners on Spotify right now than he ever has in his career, and he ended up being the 13th most listened to artist on the entire platform in 2023.
But I thought he was canceled. How did that happen?
We are now at the point we are at today, where Ye is finally going to release the loud statement that will make both his fans and haters aware of his return, but the question that is yet to be answered is how will Kanye go about this next step? Now, don't get me wrong, from this album's lead single Vultures, we know that Kanye isn't going to be acting like the past few years didn't happen, but as unfiltered and fearless as Kanye is to say just about anything, he knows that to pull off a successful comeback, he needs to give people music that isn't undeniably polarizing, but music that's undeniably enjoyable.
Knock on wood, when Kanye passes away, there's definitely going to be, there probably already is, classes in universities that study this man. Because his story is very interesting, from the good to the bad. Dude's nuts, but he's also a genius. You know what I'm saying?
From the songs we already know will be on the album, like the long-awaited New Body, this is a fun club banger that doesn't have a single thing controversial about it. We have already seen Ty Dolla $ign,
except the fact that Nicki doesn't want to clear it for him, so it became very controversial. There you go.
previewing music from the album in various nightclubs in Europe, and with producers like Metro Boomin and Timbaland confirmed that they will be a part of the album as well, it's pretty likely that a lot of this record is going to follow in the same approach. Now, adding to the spectacle of what this album could be, the rumored features, which include Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, Quavo, Freddie Gibbs, Lil Baby, Young Thug, and Steve Lacy only make the prospect of this Ye $sign album even more exciting. Now, while this album will focus on its spectacle, beyond the flashy production and big-name collabs, Kanye will be unmasking himself for the first time really since the Donda era, from the snippet of a track like New Body along with his verse on Vultures. While he won't go into the personal depth that he's explored his life in on an album like Ye, we will see him rub in both his most truthful and polarizing thoughts throughout the record's 18 tracks. Based on everything we have heard and seen so far about this album, I think this is Kanye's way of just winking and really taunting the media, and considering the record's title is most likely going to be called Vultures, I'd also assume he is using this branding to both play into the controversy just a little bit and to brand the album with a symbol that represents dominance and resilience in the form of the eagle. So hearing the bravado of Ye with the godly melodies of Ty all over production that Kanye has had his hands in, but also producers like Metro Boomin and Hit Boy helping out with as well, it's safe to say that we're going to get an album that is filled to the brim with bangers, and one that could end up being one of the most exciting rap albums of the entire decade so far.
This dude is capital G glazing, bro. He said it could be one of the best hip-hop albums of the whole decade. My guy couldn't have said the past few years. Wow. Yo, I mean, dude.
Ty Dolla $ign has been the glue holding all of it together, because his clean image is giving the public and any potential partners that are going to fund this album the clarity that Ye isn't going to create another PR nightmare. Now, with this said, while Ty Dolla $ign is the force of this album that is sanitizing its image, the record has still faced problems getting its feet off the ground for months, both in terms of finding a distributor and even finding a venue to perform it in for a while. But considering the type of weight Kanye's name holds, this should be no surprise. Even though Ty Dolla $ign is an artist who really nobody has ever said a single bad thing about, this has not been enough for major companies, labels, and publications to overlook their fear of Kanye West. While the major labels and players have not taken a chance on the album, the duo has still been able to formulate the vision that they want to on their own merits, and whether you love or hate Kanye West, this is a really good thing for the music world, and here is why. Before the current era of music that we are living in right now, to be an artist who was able to get their voice out to the world, it was very simple. You had to be a part of a label and play within their guidelines, or you simply wouldn't have a career. In decades past, if you weren't a part of one of the major labels in the industry, you would have almost no chance to get your voice out to the world. And even with somebody like Kanye West, who isn't just no longer affiliated with the major label system, but who has been actively blackballed from their network, it's a sentiment to the power an artist in today's day and age holds that they are still going to be able to get a project that is going to hold so much cultural significance out in the world, despite having all the cards set against them. Now, while Kanye West is still a megastar who is more popular than most other artists on the planet ever will be, the fact that through all of the noise, through all of the factors that would have gotten him blackballed decades ago, he is still standing as one of the biggest players in an industry that hates him, well, it's going to end up showing us something that everyone needs to understand.
I don't get why he's glazing so hard, but like, I get what he's saying. Like, he really did get canceled. You know, he said all these crazy things. I don't agree with any of the things he says. The album should be called Double-Edged Sword, because that's what Kanye is. He's a walking double-edged sword. Are you looking forward to the album? I mean, I kind of am, but I don't know if I should admit it. But let's see how it sounds. Catch you in the next one.
I am Barack Obama. I am Barack Obama.